Good morning, everyone. Let us start with day 30, part 2 of our regular SAP FICO session. In this session, we will configure the business partner that we discussed in the part 1. So, for configuring the business partner, we have these 10 steps and our KDS that we discussed in our last session in hand, wherein we understood that we'll be creating two customer account groups and 6 supplier account groups, and these are the account group codes, and this is the number range codes, and this is the number range. Similarly, for the customer, we have customer account groups with RD and RF and number range starting with this. Similarly, for business partner, we have these account groups and these number ranges, and number range ranges from 1981 to 1990 as an example for this case. Let us start with practical configuration. So, going into the SAP reference IMG in the financial accounting, accounts receivable, accounts payable, under the customer accounts master data preparation, the first step is to create the number range for customers. Click on change intervals and click on insert lines, and after you insert line, you simply have to provide the number range number and the range from and to. Number range number is RD from 1981 to 1990, 1981 to 1990, and this number range for customer and supplier has to be external, and then you choose the external over here. This is how you create the number range for customer. Since I have already created this, I'm not saving that. The next is creating the number range for suppliers. Again, for the suppliers also, you go in similar kind of SPRO menu, and you have create number range for vendor accounts. Again, you click on maintain interval, choose plus icon to insert the line, and then do it like this, like number range is RM and from is 1915 to 1930, and then choose external number range and then save it. So similarly you have to do it for all those 5 as well. I am not saving this as I have already configured this. So this is the second step. The third step is for creating the number range for suppliers. For that you have to go into the REFX module, business partner, general setting for the business partner basic setting, and here you have the number range and groupings. So you click on define the number ranges, change interval, and then similarly you create the number ranges by giving the number range number, which is -1, -2, -3 until 8, and the number range from 1981, 1990 until 1971 to 1980. So like this, -1 to -8 and all these numbers, and it do not choose external because in the earlier session we discussed that for the business partner we want the system to automatically derive the next available number. So this is how we create the number range for the business partner. The next activity in our list is to, we have completed these three. The next activity is to create the customer and supplier groups. We know that for customers we have 2 groups and for supplier we have 6 group as per our KDS. Going into the financial accounting, accounts receivable, accounts payable, under the customer accounts master data we have define account groups for customers. Here simply you have to click on new entries and provide the details. So for the customer accounts, one of the account group that we have created is RD. Let me show the characteristic. You simply give the code and give the description from our KDS. So customer groups we have RD and domestic, RF and foreign. So the next is RF. Click, double click to go in, navigate into the details. So RF or foreign. Similarly, you have to also create the account group for suppliers. It is also similarly like the customer account group, wherein let me show you for RM. and double click. You simply have to give the code and the description. Only the difference is for the case of a one-time supplier. In the case of one-time supplier, along with giving the code and description, you have to also select one-time account, because this is a one-time supplier account. Let's go back. So this is how we create the account groups for customer and suppliers. The next is creating the account groups for business partners. For that, let's go back into the REFX module. Under the REFX module, for the business partner, we have the define groupings and assign number ranges. Here it is as simple as clicking on the new entries and giving the groupings. The groupings that we have is, this is our group. Copy and paste and give the sort name. Name we have this, and all these, and assigning the number range. Number range for the BP is this particular thing, and we should not select external number range and click on enter. Now you see these all the number range already created, so I am just ignoring this. Let's go back. But this is how you have to create the BP groupings and assign the number range for the business partner that we have created. The next step is, this is completed. The next step is assigning the number range for the customer and suppliers. Going back into financial accounting, let's check for customers. Here you have the assigning number range to the customer account groups, wherein you simply say if the account group is RD, so corresponding number range also that we have created is RD itself. So for RD account group and RF account group, the number range number that we have created in RD and RF, so we simply assign that. The next is assigning the number range to the supplier account groups, which is here. Go back and simply assign the number range numbers, which is RM with RM, RS with RS, RT with RT, and so on for all the 6 account groups. The next is, so after completing these 2 steps, we have to link the business partner grouping and the customer group, and the business partner grouping and the vendor group. For that, you go back into the REFX module. Under the REFX module, you navigate into business partner, not into the, under the business partner, you have the relevant setting for business partner in RE context, and you have here business partner vendor and business partner customers, wherein you have assignment of the number ranges. So let's execute this. So here you simply click the new entries. I'm not clicking the new entries because I already have the groupings assigned. So I have assigned BP grouping RD. Let me show you. RD with RD, and I have maintained the same number, meaning the number range for the business partner and the customer accounts or the supplier accounts that will be created are same, should be same, so that the confusion within the business users when they actually do the posting on the customers or vendors is reduced. So with this, we complete all the steps related to business partner configuration. Now I hope you are clear on configuring the business partner and all the steps that are required to configure the business partner practically. So the main important thing that we should consider is designing the KDS. Once the KDS is in hand, it is very simple to create and assign the number ranges or create and assign the groupings for the business partner, customer, and suppliers. Let me close for the day here. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.